Today, I'm going to talk about the experiment, which is the biggest neurotechnology experiment conducted by Neuralink. Firstly, Neuralink Corporation is a neurotechnology company founded by Elon Musk and 8 other partners. The company's headquarters is in San Francisco. Now, what is Neuralink developing? An implantable brain machine interface, or a BMI. Moving on to what is a BMI. BMIs are technology that enables a computer or other digital device to speak directly with the brain. For example, through information read out from the brain, an individual with paralysis can control a mouse or a keyboard. Some other names for BMIs are given below: Brain Computer Interface (BCI), Neural Control Interface (NCI), Mind Machine Interface (MMI), Direct Neural Interface (DNI). The implantable BMI chip in this experiment is called a link, and with that, we can record electrical signals in the brain. The link will attach to thousands of neurons inside the brain. It will then record the activity of those neurons, process the signals in real time, and send that information back to the link. So now we are moving on to the approach, and there are two parts in this experiment. The first is the link, which is the BMI chip, and second is the robot system, which will be doing the brain surgery and implanting the chip. So firstly, inside the link, we have 4 parts: micron scale threads that are inserted into areas of the brain that control movement. Then there is the sealed device that processes, stimulates, and transmits neural signals. Then each thread contains many electrodes for detecting neural signals and connects them to the link. Then there is the charger, which wirelessly connects to the implant to charge the battery from the outside. So these pictures are given alongside, and these are the 4 parts in the BMI chip or the link. The chip Neuralink is developing is about the size of a coin, as you can see, and would be implanted in a patient's skull. From the chip, there is an array of tiny wires. Each wire would be roughly 20 times thinner than a human's hair, and this will spread out into the patient's brain. Now, these wires are equipped with 1024 electrodes, which will monitor the brain activity and electrically stimulate the brain. This data is all transmitted wirelessly via the chip to the computers. You can see the picture down where the skull is opened to implant the chip, and this is the chip which is implanted. Now, the next part of the approach is the robot system, which will be implanting the chip. The neural chip is inserted surgically by a robot to avoid damage to the brain or the blood vessels. The robot is almost 8 feet tall and mainly moves along 5 axes. The front part, or the head, holds and guides the needle that inserts the chip. It also holds cameras and sensors focused on the brain. Then there is the body, which is the source of movement and has a curved design, as you can see, for smooth movement. And the base is the processing power for the machine and provides ventilation. And this is all about the robot. Now, how does this work? Firstly, we implant the link, which is the BMI chip, into the brain. There are small threads coming out of this chip, which consist of electrodes. These electrodes are attached to the neurons to detect action potentials. Recording from many neurons like this helps us to decode the information represented by those cells. For example, in the movement-related areas of the brain, neurons represent the intended movements. So by recording the action of those neurons, we can decode the information. Now we are going to the application. So in this picture, you can see how neural signals are decoded and their movement. That is the graph which is shown above. This will give people with paralysis their freedom to communicate more easily via text or browse, and they can express their creativity through photography or art and also play video games. Now we have covered the experimental side of Neuralink. Now we will see some demonstrations shown by Musk in making this experiment a reality. This is a demo shown by Musk in 2020 August. Here, Gertrude is a pig having the link implanted in its brain. The chip was able to predict the positioning of Gertrude's limbs when she was walking on a treadmill and recorded neural activity in real time when the pig snuffled about for food. Here, which you see in the slide, is the recorded neural activity of the brain. You can watch this live demo video in YouTube. I just took a screenshot to put it on the slides. Moving on to the second demo. This demo was shown in April 2021 by Neuralink. It showed Pager, the monkey, playing the game Pong. In the beginning of the video, Pager plays the game using a joystick. Meanwhile, the link records the neural activity and stores it. In this picture here that you see, Pager is playing the game only using his mind while he's drinking his favorite smoothie with a straw. This video is also available on YouTube, so please watch if you're interested. Now, in both these demonstrations I explained, first the animal uses its own ability to do it while the neural activity is recorded and then it is stimulated. In the case of paralysis, how can this be implemented? Prior research have shown that neurons in the motor cortex is the part of the brain which is involved in voluntary movements. So neurons there also do have movement intentions. A decoder will be able to calibrate these movements when a person simply imagines moving a mouse or a finger, etc. And after the decoder is calibrated, the person is able to type, text, and email messages, browse the web, or anything else that can be done by a computer just by thinking about how they want the cursor to move. And in this way, we can reach out to a lot of disabled patients. Now, these are all theoretical knowledge which has been proved by some demonstrations. Now, these are three reasons why the biggest experiment, Neuralink, could be a great success. The first reason is the brain can move around inside the skull. So, stiff wires in the brain will cause damage, and that is why Neuralink is using floppy wires like the ones described. They could be potentially a better solution for any device that's going to spend a long period in someone's brain because they are less likely to inflame or damage the tissue. These are the floppy wires. The next reason, as I said earlier, the human brain likes to jiggle around. There's breathing and then there's the heartbeat. So these two factors can move the brain around a bit. So this feature is called online motion correction, and it works by taking a video of the brain's blood vessels under a microscope and using a sewing machine like this to adjust the needle and stitch the implant into the brain. Now, the third is a superpowered chip which translates brain activity. Okay, see, there's a problem with getting electrical signals out of the brain, and that is because they are very small. And the further they have to travel, the more they are going to get distorted by noise. So you have to be able to amplify and digitize the signal as close to the source as possible. That's why this implant is made to the brain, which could be a factor for the success of this project. Now, apart from these advantages which we discussed, we also have big challenges. The difficulty in these projects, especially like the ones Neuralink is building, it is not just building the device itself. Creating a neural chip which will be utilized in humans require years of clinical trials. So it will take several decades before a technique that is well understood in laboratory animals to be clinically deployed in patients. And there are many complex legal and human factors involved. And to realize Neuralink's goal of connecting human to machine, it will first need to persuade healthy people to open their skulls to receive the implant. So now I post this question to you. Will Elon Musk's Neuralink wipe off disability from the face of the earth?